The Chronicles of Meap, starring Lorenzo Lamas as Meap. Episode 38, More Than Meets the Eye.
Hello and welcome to episode 32 of POWCA, brought to you by the Geekcast Radio Network. I am one of your hosts, TFG1Mike, and joining me is PecanCtMichael. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Today is the 32nd day of summer. Sort of, kind of, whatever, since we have this whole new seasonal format stuff. But anyway, today is a great time to talk about More Than Meets the Eye. That's right, folks. The Chronicles of Meap, parts 1 and 2. Yay! There are so many illusions in this episode. So many. Oh my god.
It's so good.
Yeah. You know how you were saying, hey, this is why they ended up doing Star Wars eventually, because I guess Disney and Lucas got tired of them homaging it in every because there's so many Star Wars episodes, so many Star Wars allusions in this, without even having to look at the Wikipedia. I am not your father. What's the other one?
I wrote them all down.
Phineas says, I have a good feeling about this, which is the complete opposite of Han. But no, Chronicles of Meap, parts 1 and 2. The coolest thing about this for me when I first saw it way back when, you got movie voice God himself, Don LaFontaine, to do the opening and the closing.
Oh, really?
Yes. Movie trailer God, Don LaFontaine, the inner world. I can't do it justice, but
I was afraid they cheaped out and got John Bailey or somebody.
No. That is so Don LaFontaine, because actually it says at the end of the episode, in loving memory of Don LaFontaine, because I guess he passed away either shortly after that episode aired or something or other.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, at the end of the episode, he goes, "In a world." There, I said it.
I said it, Happy.
There, I said it. Yeah.
It's just See, that's the coolest thing about the Phineas and Ferb show. If they want to star, most of the people, because I remember when this was airing, when it was, the 8 years that it was on the air, everybody wanted to work on this show. Everybody wanted to be a voice or a character on this show. They never really skimped out on guest talent. I mean, I could see, not adding in someone like Kelly Clarkson or Tom Bergeron or something like that, on a permanent basis, but as just a one episode guest off. Oh man, that's everybody. I remember everybody and their uncle wanted to do this show.
Yeah.
So, all right. We're not gonna go to the Bungaroo convention, but we'll be back after this with Chronicles of Meap. Yay!
Cool! Let's go!
Doofenshmirtz evil is carpeted.
Perry the Platypus, just in time for your little lesson in static electricity! Looks like I rubbed you the wrong way, Puffy the Fuzzipus. You might ask, why the carpet? What is he doing? What is going on? Why is he listing questions? I might ask him. Well, I believe the answers are best expressed in backstory form. When I was a boy, the smell of pork emanating from me was so bad because... Well, the reason's unimportant. It was part of an indifferent, emotionally scarring backstory. I'm not getting into it. Regardless, the smell of pork was so bad that no one would come near me. So one day, the carnival came to town and I needed money because of, yet another backstory that... Basically, my parents disowned me. I was being raised by ocelots. The point is, I had to get a job at the carnival, but the only work was at the dunking booth, and not as the guy who got dunked, though. I was what they threw to dunk him, which is, again, a whole other backstory. Okay, look at it. Long backstory short. I got a balloon at the carnival. I drew a face on him. I sprayed him with special lifelong lasting spray I created, and I named him Balloony. He became my best friend in the whole world, yada, yada, yada. Then one tragic day when I was protecting our garden as a lawn gnome, whatever, you remember that backstory, Balloony started floating away. I tried to reach out and grab him, but... And I never saw Balloony again. He's still out there somewhere. not to put too fine a point on it, but I put that long-lasting spray on him, so he's still around. And I plan to bring him to me. Balloons, you see, are drawn to static electricity, so I created this. Behold, the static electroamplifinator! Keep beholding, and we're still beholding, and scene.
So it occurs to me that this podcast is not exactly street legal. We are back here with the Chronicles of Meap, parts 1 and 2. An alien named Meap crashes in Phineas and Ferb's backyard. The boys repair his ship as he runs off after Candace. When Phineas and Ferb and Isabella set off searching for Meap, they are captured by his nemesis, Mitch, and it is up to Candace and Meap to save them. At the same time, Dr. Doofenshmirtz attempts to find a long-lost companion of his. Oh, Lord. This whole episode, it's one giant... It's like Star Wars Episode 4.5 or something. It's late.
I don't go that far, but yeah, there's a lot of references here.
Yeah, there's a lot. And there's a lot of various... It's not just... I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars references, but there's a lot of other references, too. You've got stuff... Well, I already mentioned the Transformers line, More Than Meets the Eye.
Right.
You got Littlest Pet Shop. There's references to that.
There's a line from Aliens.
Yep. There is 5 Star Wars references alone.
Only 5?
Yeah.
All right.
Whose line?
There's a somewhat of a Star Trek reference.
Yeah, Voyager. The first tones of the opening music are the same as the ones of the theme from the science fiction series.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read the wiki, so I wouldn't have known that. I was referring to the Universal Translator.
Yeah, that could be it.
It's a Universal Mustache Translator, but yeah. Same technology.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought they'd find a way to get the Wuzzles into a Phineas and Ferb episode. Oh my God, the Wuzzles.
Where are the Wuzzles?
The Bungaroos, essentially the cow and the frog.
You're reading the wiki again, aren't you? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I want to make sure I get it right.
You know what? The Bangaroos were clearly an homage to Pokemon.
No, they weren't.
Wuzzles. They're all Pokemon. There's a Pokemon convention. There's backpacks and stuff.
Yeah, but the thing of the Bangaroos, of them being half cow, half frog, that's the Wuzzles, because Bumble Lion and Ellaroo, and don't even sit here and try to argue with me about Wuzzles, because I know that show like the back of my hand. I grew up watching Wuzzles, and I had...
I'll give you the fact that it's very similar, but why are we reaching back 30 years for a reference when we could just reach back 10?
Because nobody wants to play Pokemon Go anymore.
Not them's fighting words.
No sane person wants to play that game anymore.
Surprise.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So yes, we do. No, we don't. Moments. I knew it as soon.
There are too many to count. It's like we're gonna go picking out references of what we liked for the next 3 hours. I mean, honestly.
No, we're not. Not for the next 3 hours. No.
2 hours.
I
know what we're gonna do today. Run for our lives.
Yeah.
For 3 hours.
That baseball toy, I mean, I know, and I'm not trying to sit here and be negative about it, but that baseball toy, there's no way in hell it was that powerful. Like, it wasn't supposed to be a super-powered rocket baseball.
Well, it can knock spacecraft down from orbit. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think they originally intended that to happen.
Well, no, I'm sure they didn't, but, they wanted to see what it could do. I'm really surprised that Clancy Brown hasn't weaponized it yet. The military comes in. We're going to need to confiscate that. Take it off their hands and start shooting enemy tanks with it.
Or, start shooting Superman with kryptonite bombs with it. Yeah. Kryptonite baseballs. There you go.
You know what's weird is that the Marvel universe has encroached upon Phineas and Ferb, but not DC.
Yeah, well, it is Disney because that didn't happen until after, the mouse bought the Marvels.
Yeah. Well, God, I keep forgetting how long ago this was. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Yeah, this was 2009 when this episode aired originally.
I was thinking more along the lines of, did Disney buy Lucasfilm yet by 2009? I don't think it was quite that.
No, it wasn't that. No.
Yeah. But they did get pretty ballsy with all the references here. I'm surprised they didn't get a cease and desist order from Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I'm sure they went after permission. It's not like, I don't think they didn't go after permission, but who knows?
Okay.
So the other illusion for me personally that I noticed about the bungaroos or the bangaroos or whatever the hell the stupid animals are called.
Bangaroo!
Yeah,
Pokemon. They're called Pokemon.
Yeah, that's not the illusion I thought of. Without reading the wiki, the first thing I thought of was, oh my god, it's like the friggin' Beanie Babies all over again.
Beanie Babies?
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? It's just
I ever
tell you
the story about when I almost became the webmaster for Thai for Beanie Babies?
Oh my god.
I know, man. I went to the interview and everything. It was down to me and one other guy. And the guy that didn't insult Comic Sans font got the job. And honestly, I told him, I don't think that's a very good font to use. It's not very professional. It doesn't, especially in that color. Jeez, what are you guys trying to do, blind people? And as it turns out, Ty, the owner of the company, actually likes Comic Sans, and it was his personal preference to put it on every page.
Oh my god.
Did not get the job.
You can always fall back at your Playboy Mansion days, so there's that.
Well, that's the funny thing is I didn't get that job, so I got the job in Playboy instead.
Playboy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Much better career move when you look back on it, probably.
I guess. I mean, they both kind of tanked after a couple of years, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving right along, Doof's carpet thing.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated is carpeted.
Carpeted, exactly. This B story was just kind of tacked on there. It's like normally when you have a full episode, double episode, full half hour, there's the A side and the B side are well fleshed out, and here, not so much. There's a carpet thing going on. It's kind of
his original plan seems like it's tacked on there, but then it goes into the whole backstory of the balloony thing,
right?
And the reason why he's doing that is so he can attract balloony, and then it folds into the A story of Phineas and Ferb and the ship. And I thought it fishtailed nicely in this. I mean, yeah, at the beginning it seems like it's a silly, stupid thing. I just found it hilariously ironic.
Well, exactly. But the question becomes, could you ditch the B story completely and still have a coherent A story? Well, yes, you could.
Not in this case. Totally.
No, if there was no carpet thing, if there was no balloony, then what happens at the end? The same ending, except Doofenshmirtz doesn't go to the space station, and find balloony there. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but I don't see Chronicles of Meap having this B story being the same as, like, say, the useless fast food story in Unfair Science Fair. Like the fast food story with Candace was very much useless. This, I thought, was done well enough to where the consistency of the fishtail was really good, I thought. Because
there was a fishtail, and they did merge together at the end. But what I'm saying is, the Doofenshmirtz story normally erases the A story, the A storyline's MacGuffin. Let's say, it's like, oh, they built a roller coaster, and Doofenshmirtz has an innator that makes it invisible, or they built, a whatever they built, and then Doofenshmirtz has an innator that makes it go away or disappear, or something happens or freezes it so it slides into the ocean. Whatever happens. Here, Doofenshmirtz didn't have any direct effect on the A story, aside from the fact that he showed up and said, "Hey, I'm just here to play through," and then he finds Balloony.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, Doofenshmirtz, like, that's his whole goal, is to find his friend Balloony, because technically Doofenshmirtz is the C story. Technically Doofenshmirtz is Candace at this point, because technically the A story is Phineas and Ferb, the B story is the villain, Meap, and all that. So and like you said, Doofenshmirtz is just kind of playing through.
He's been delegated to the C level. Yeah. At this point, he really is tacked on. Which goes back to my point. He's kind of tacked on.
But it still worked because it was just so funny. Because, okay, you cannot sit here and tell me you did not enjoy his... Okay, so long backstory short. I mean, come on.
Oh, that was awesome. No, it was awesome.
Yeah, he's sitting here...
He's like, and then I smelled of pork, but that's a different backstory. Yes. And then for some reason I was dressed up as a lawn gnome, but you know about that backstory.
Yeah, that's the second time in the first 2 seasons that they've referenced the lawn gnome backstory after the lawn gnome backstory was originally told.
Yeah. No, the backstory was awesome. Yeah, it's like, bring on the backstory. I can't wait to hear the backstory. And he just goes on for like 5 minutes straight. Yeah. About, no, that's not the backstory. This is the backstory. And then we get to Balloony.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could listen to him ramble for ever.
Yep.
He's funny. Isabella is not feeling cute.
No, not at all.
She says, I still have to get my "you wouldn't know cute if it bit your legs off" patch.
Yeah. Very specific accomplishments patches these Firestar girls have.
Exactly.
Yeah. My friends call me Mitch, or some call me Big Mitch, and I'm like, oh, God.
What do they call you, Sorcerer? There are those who call me Tim.
Yeah.
He just has this. You think it's this grandiose name. There are those who call me Darth Vader, but no, it's Mitch. Which opens up the best line at the end, which we'll talk about later. But it's just really funny.
So the 2 Bangaroo guards.
Bangaroo! Naked Bangaroo guards.
No, before that happens.
Oh, before they have the clothes disintegrated.
Yeah, before they have the clothes disintegrator-inated.
It wasn't inated. I mean, honestly, how useful would it be to have disintegrating rainbow puke? You just,
I know. So like before that happens, they have the whole line of the back and forth of, I could have died, you could have killed. I'm sitting here. So I'm sitting here getting ready to talk about this, and I'm looking at the cast because I actually wanted to see who voiced Mitch, and it's someone I do not know. But I'm looking at the cast now on the wiki, and I'm like, guard number 1 and guard number 2. It's Hulk and Jon Stewart Green Lantern. It's the current Hulk, Fred Tatasciore, and Phil Lamar, Jon Justice League.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is very awesome.
Yeah, Fred Tatasciore, he's great.
He is.
I'm really surprised I didn't catch that, because he has a distinctive voice too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I just by the time this episode goes up during Christmas, over the summer this year, when we were in the middle of production for the show, San Diego Comic-Con happened, obviously, and a buddy of mine went to a couple of the cartoon panels and recorded the panels, and Fred Tatasciore was on one of them, and basically they were saying, oh yeah, Fred's usually either a really great good guy or he plays really, really bad guys.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool.
He just plays every incarnation of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much every Avengers series, every Hulk, every animated Hulk. Yeah, that's him.
Except I don't think he did in Superhero Squad show. I think that was somebody else.
You might be right. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking Superhero Squad. God, that was a long time ago.
I love that show.
Yeah, my kids were tiny when they watched that. We still have both seasons on DVD somewhere. It's funny. So no, you jumped the first Star Wars reference, which was Isabella channeling her inner Luke Skywalker. They're using the cutometer, the cutometer.
Oh,
And there's a weird cute interference. And it wasn't me. I'm not cute enough to cause interference on the cutometer. But she says, "It's me. I'm endangering the mission. I shouldn't have come." Totally Luke Skywalker line. Yeah. She didn't play it quite. That's the other thing I was going to say. There's lots of Star Wars references in here, but they don't play them quite the same as in the movie. You know, the inflection's a little different. So first you got to go, wait a minute, was that a reference? I think it was.
Yeah. I think the reason why they don't play them the same as they do in the movie is because this is Phineas and Ferb and it's a cartoon and it's supposed to be funny, not serious. And, you know, Luke saying the line in the movie is meant to be, "Oh my God, kick me off this ship or else we're all going to die." I seriously doubt Isabella is going to cause the entire tri-state area to explode.
Oh, one never knows.
Yeah.
You know, he turns off the what was it? The
cute meter, the cutometer.
Yeah, the cutometer. Once he turns off the
Isabella filter.
The Isabella filter. That's what it is. He turns off the Isabella filter, and it does indeed blow up.
Yes, it does.
Didn't take out a planet or anything.
Because the whole part of that is she assumes that Phineas didn't take into account her cuteness. That's why she keeps going on and on about, you know.
She's just pissed off the whole time because she thinks that.
Yeah, because she thinks that he's not thinking of her, and he had already done
she's
that.
Like, hey, wait a minute now. Clearly I'm the interference, and he's like, nah, it's not you, because it wasn't me.
Yeah. I absolutely love, My Ride to Outer Space. Oh.
Yeah. It's a good song.
I said already this season I already had a really, song that wasn't probably going to get replaced, but yeah, My Ride from Outer Space is epic and awesome for one simple reason. He essentially brings Vanessa to her knees.
That's right.
Because right after he leaves, because he passes her, he backs up, rolls the window down, winks at her, and goes on. We then cut back to her, and her knees are shaking as she's almost dropping her bags or whatever she went shopping for.
I'm surprised he didn't pick her up.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do that either.
The other weird thing about after he tricks out the spaceship is that he's zipping around through town and he passes Blanchard and
Buford. Yeah.
Their clothes fly off.
Let's never speak of this again.
Never speak of this again. But it's funny. So here we have proof that Ferb hates clothes, but he loves Vanessa.
Well,
put these two together.
Yeah, that's an idiot. I just thought of that. That's an idiot dote that I don't know if I want. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to repeat what was just going through my brain right there.
Going through Ferb's brain, because
yeah, exactly.
I was like, I gotta lower the sunglasses to get a better look.
Yeah.
At least he had the decency not to, back up and then fly past her real fast like you did Blanchard.
Yeah. Oh God. Now all I can hear is the Ferris Bueller, the yellow song. Oh God. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I don't.
The song at the end of Ferris Bueller. Crap.
Yeah. There was the scene where the valets steal the car, and it's like dun 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 dun, and it's flying through the air.
Not the Star Wars song. Hang on.
That wasn't Star Wars. It was
It was Empire. It was Star Wars. It was Empire.
No, it wasn't Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
What you're talking about now.
It's performed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
That song.
that song, and we argued about this off air, folks, because Michael felt that it wasn't right, but I'm looking at it now on IMDb. When the two guys steal the car in Ferris Bueller and they're going up over the hill, it is the Star Wars main theme that plays in that movie. Anyway, Meapless in... Oh, no, wait, we're not to Meapless in Seattle. Duh, that's next time.
Next time,
Or
yeah.
2 days
Sure,
from now.
man, we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
At this point, I think we're at the Bangaroo convention.
God.
Bangaroo.
Bangaroo. Annoying can one thing be? Oh my God.
You don't like anything fun. Well, it's like, this is clear, and this is why I'm saying that these are clearly an homage to Pokemon, is because it's a Japanese thing that the Americans are eating up, and there's a convention, and there was never a Wuzzles convention. Wuzzles did not come from Japan. But I see how you would make that reference.
It's in the wiki, and it's in the show itself.
Always just reaching like, this might be some type of slip of logic. I'm going to reach really hard, way out far, and try to grasp at it.
With this one, it isn't. It isn't a reach of logic, because, again, in the Wuzzles, the whole point of what a Wuzzle is, it's half of one animal and half of the other. It's kind of like, Noah's Ark. Instead of, telling the rabbits only two, you have, the hippos and the lions and whatever else. And in the Wuzzles, you had Bumble Lion, so it's a bumblebee and a lion. You had Ellaroo, which is a combination of an elephant and a kangaroo. And in this, you have, Candace is the only one I can remember. I don't remember what Stacy's was off the top of my head right now. But
was a frog and a cow? That
was Candace's,
She had a frog and a cow, yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy had a bunny and a dog?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
off the top
something
of my head.
so hideous.
Yeah. But no, these I had fun at this, but I didn't have fun with this scene until the security guards, because I thought that was just hilarious, that back and forth of
You could have killed him.
You kids and your irresponsibility.
You just like it that it was Fred and Lamar. I mean, honestly, if it was...
I didn't know it was them at first, honestly. I just like it because it's a cool scene, back and forth scene of adults trying to tell kids how to, play a game responsibly. I'm looking at every single kid and adult Pokemon Go player ever.
And we're back to Pokemon. There you go. Thank you. You've made my point.
Nemesis confrontation. This ends here, kind of thing.
This ends now. In fact, I'm not your father. Actually, we're skipping a little bit. Candace says, "Oh no, Phineas and Ferb have been abducted by an intergalactic criminal." And then we have our second and third Star Wars references, which is "That's No Cloud." That's a space station by Ferb.
Yeah.
And then Phineas, which you mentioned earlier, which was, "I've got a good feeling about this." And what's funny, though, is then they meet Mitch.
Yeah.
And in Star Wars, the bad guys are always British.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Mitch is a British zookeeper.
Yep.
Which makes him bad.
Technically, that's a Star Wars and Superman reference.
Okay,
Mitch,
help me out
because in Superman the Animated Series, they talked about a guy. What was his name? It was in the Main Man two-parter about the guy who was the interspatial zookeeper, where he was a guy in space going from planet to planet collecting all these animals. That's where I remember that from.
Okay. Did you see that in the wiki too?
No. I know Superman the Animated Series like the back of my hand. The only document I have pulled up right now is my own.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I will accept it then.
You'll accept it regardless. Damn it.
Honestly, and in fact, somewhere I actually wrote it down somewhere where I said, I know the wiki is going to say this because they reach so hard, but that would not be the truth. You know, it's kind of sad when I know my references, but I know my pop culture, and I can tell where. Oh yeah, I can see where these two things would connect, but I know for a fact it's not. It's actually this thing.
Right.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. All right.
I almost forgot about the B story at this point. And then you have Doofenshmirtz jumping out of nowhere. It's like, wait, there's a B story? Oh, I'm sorry, C story? There's a C story? And it's the new uniform of pure evil. The Shaki Saki Sudi.
The Shaki Saki Sudi.
It's a giant sock onesie.
Yeah.
Doof's giant. I don't think it's so much a onesie because he's got these big old thigh-high crew socks.
Yeah, it's kind of like crew socks as if they were lederhosen.
Lederhosen. I thought lederhosen were more of a what do those farmers wear? Where buttons in the front.
Overalls.
Oh yeah, I always thought those were like German overalls.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to the whole Mitch has an entire zoo of animals.
Right. Oh wait. Star Wars reference number 4, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
I'm not your father.
Yes, we know. So the person I was talking about in Superman, he's a rogue of Superman. He's called the Preserver. He was an alien creature that ran a cosmic zoo which housed the rarest creatures in existence. So that's the thing I was saying earlier about this episode with Mitch having the entire zoo of creatures he's collected.
Uh-huh.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for like some other Star Wars reference. Like I was hoping for a lightsaber battle or something between Mitch and Meep. They just kind of throw down with their fists.
Well, my observation was that we didn't actually get a Doofenshmirtz and Perry kung fu fighting final climatic battle, a final battle, the final boss fight. So in lieu of that, we get pretty much the exact same thing except with Mitch and Meep. I mean, Meep is literally using the same playbook, the same fighting style as Perry. Yeah, and at first it's like, wow, it seems like they kind of phoned this one in the sense that, well, we ordinarily would have done the same battle with two different people, so we're just going to use the same battle.
Yeah.
What freaked me out, though, is that Doofenshmirtz's Inator actually works this time. Not only does it work, he manages, because Perry doesn't escape. He doesn't escape there to defeat Doofenshmirtz. There is no self-destruct button. The Inator actually works. Balloons come from all over the tri-state area, and they all carry away the Inator and Doof and Perry. Oh, here's where I mentioned it. The wiki will make an Up comparison from the Pixar film Up, but it's because it's always wrong though. It's wrong. It clearly wasn't an Up comparison.
I did not notice, and I didn't see an Up comparison when I looked at the illusions in the Phineas and Ferb wiki. And again,
really? It's right. People, come on. It's a Disney production with balloons. Come on.
Well, when did Up release?
Oh, years and years ago. Yeah, before then, right?
Was Up 2008 or 2010? I forget.
Hell, I don't remember.
If it was 2010, this episode happened before Up. So technically, Up copied Phineas and Ferb if it was after this. But see, that's the other thing, and normally I don't mind your anti-wiki stance, but this is not regular wiki. This is Phineas and Ferb Wikipedia. It's much better, much different, and much better research.
The whole point of a wiki is that it's public. People can just log in and make changes to it. If there was a wiki that was written by the series creators that couldn't be touched by anybody else, then I'd say, well, heck yeah, but wikis aren't like that. I could log into the wiki and say whatever I wanted to.
Yeah,
I could log into the wiki right now and say, well, clearly this was an Up illusion, because there's balloons and they all floated away in the balloons, And I would be wrong. That would be false. But there was no house attached to those balloons. But that's all I'm saying. It's like, it would be nice as if there was a reference, an online reference, made for and by the creators of the show and the people who worked on the show, so they could say, while I was making this episode, this is what was running through my head, as opposed to the general public logging in and going, I bet this is what was running through their head, because
that's what Twitter's for.
Now, I'm not saying that the wiki people aren't knowledgeable and have good ideas, because clearly they do. I mean, this is an amazing work. I like it. I just don't always trust it. That's all.
Okay, so looking at Up and looking at the Disney release of this episode. Up was released in theaters May 29th, 2009. This episode originally premiered on Disney XD April 18th, 2009, and then subsequently on Disney Channel Regular on June 19th, 2009. So technically Up came in between the two airings, but I'm sure this episode's production was done way before April 18th, 2009. So technically Up copied Phineas and Ferb.
Well, maybe not, because those Pixar movies take 2 years to make. 2 to 3 years. They could have, and because, well, here's another question. Did Disney own Pixar at that point?
I do not think so.
They might not have known. Honestly, this is far too much thought going into this. I'm sorry. This is a rabbit hole that we've gone down into. Let's get back to the good stuff. Okay, after the Up comparison, Doof crashes the party, finds Balloony on the ship. Meap is captured. And just when you think there aren't any more Star Wars references to be had, Mitch says, all too easy.
Yeah.
Puts Meap in a trap. Star Wars reference number, was that 5? 3, 4, 5? I think so. Something like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. And then there's an Aliens reference. So it's funny, they say, I wonder if Meep is okay. And Mitch says, no, I don't. That's a British accent. No, I don't. I think that Meep is okay. Yeah. And then Candace says, get away from him, Mitch. And I was like, oh, Sigourney Weaver makes a hidden appearance. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Aliens reference. This episode couldn't possibly be better.
Yeah, I mean, this episode is kind of awesome. The whole thing.
The whole thing. I mean, they just they just make so many. Yeah. Honestly, on the one hand, you could be like, they didn't have one line in this whole thing that didn't come from another movie. But no, it's not true. It's like these homages. They know that they're making, an action sci-fi kind of spoof here, and they're just milking it.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. Mitch says, foolish children, only now you understand your grave situation, which I think is an Emperor Palpatine paraphrase.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, just before he tries to kill Luke Skywalker, he says, foolish Jedi.
Yeah.
So that's 6.
Yeah, that's that. Hey, 6 references for 6 movies.
What? 6 movies? You're not counting the prequels, are you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what's wrong with you, man?
Oh, come on. All right.
They only quote the original trilogy to their credit.
Yeah, to their credit. Going back briefly, Disney acquired and bought Pixar in 2006. So Disney already owned Pixar by this time, but I don't know what that's a question I'll pose on Twitter.
It's gonna show up on the wiki, because I mentioned it. Someone's gonna be like, oh, "That's a good one," and run out there. And put it in there. I mentioned Star Trek, the Universal Translator. Yeah. I need one of those. Doesn't everybody want one of those? I know.
That comes back in Meapless in Seattle, and they do some hilarious things with that thing in Meapless in Seattle.
is that the end of season 2 or is that season 3?
Meapless in Seattle?
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up.
It comes much later, but it's
it's much later.
And Meapless in Seattle comes directly from the fake trailer.
the fake trailer and
At the end of the episode.
Yeah, the fake trailer at the end of the episode, and it also comes from Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in Sleepless in Seattle.
Quit reading the wiki.
I didn't read the wiki that time. I already knew what the hell it was.
I'll have what she's having. And the awesome, aren't you a little young to save the universe? Yes, I am.
Okay, why was I looking at Sleepless in Seattle again?
'Cause you
you
want to
want to know?
season.
No, you want to know what season?
Yeah.
It's season 3, so it's next season.
Oh man. All right, that's cool. Because I mean, honestly, this has to be the definitive Phineas and Ferb episode. I mean, up until this point, it's like, what happened in all those previous episodes? I don't remember. Because this was so awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh man. Yeah, this episode was so great.
Oh, now the one thing the downside that I found.
Uh-oh.
Double episodes are normally really good. You know, we've come to that conclusion, right?
Right.
But they usually, like, if you go back to what was the one where they got their parents together? There was double episode.
Dude, we're getting the band back together.
We're getting the band back together. There's like 10 songs. And they're all great. And here, you know, we've kind of traded in memorable songs for Star Wars references, which is a fair trade. I'll take that trade. But again, one of the criticisms, I shall enunciate for the back row, that I had here was that the songs were just kind of, phoned in a little bit. And you said the Hot Rod Spaceship song, memorable. It's a toe tapper. I liked it, but I want to say, like, by the end of the episode, I'd already forgotten it, and there wasn't anything in there to fill the void.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. I still love that song.
Yeah. Well, again, you know, I'm not gonna nitpick too much because it's an awesome episode, even for a double episode. It's like again, there's a C story, so it's almost a triple episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's amazing. Yeah, they would have. I think up until Meapless in Seattle, they have a hard time topping this one.
I don't know. There are a lot, like I said when we first started this back in episode 28 of the podcast, there are a lot of good cartoon episodes in season 2 that I had completely forgotten about. Like next time we get to Thaddeus and Thor and Deplane, and that is, you know, those are 2 really cool episodes.
Really?
After that we get
See, now,
after that.
I was actually going to go on a short rant in the next episode, or tomorrow, if you will, about how they had a chance to kind of, you know, hit the ground running after this great double episode, and they kind of fell on their face a little bit.
Well, we'll have to tune in for that tomorrow, I guess, folks. What are you going to rate the Chronicles of Meap?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
10?
No.
All right, fine. 5.
Yeah, that's right. 5's all around. This episode was amazing, awesome. There's a little bit of, you know, logic-defying stuff, but hey, that's what Phineas and Ferb are all about. They always defy logic.
You mean the remote control baseball that shoots planes out of the sky, or I should say, starcraft out of the orbit?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the whole time when it was coming crashing down, all I thought of was, oh snap, that's not a satellite, but still, Candace is in charge once that thing hits the ground.
That's right. The satellite should fall out of the sky. That's funny. I didn't put 2 and 2 together there, but yeah, that's funny.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. We are going to take a quick break. You're going to hear some ads and some other cool stuff, and we'll be back after this to close the show.
I keep getting some kind of cute interference.
It's me! I'm endangering the mission! I shouldn't have come.
No, now it's cleared up. I wonder how Ferb's doing.
warp drive signature detected.
I have you now.
When I like my afterburners, I'm a bullet whizzing by. I'm 0 to 60 light years in the blink of an alien eye. I'm in a shaking, baking, staking, smoking like me vertical crime. If I was going any faster, I'd be going back in time. Maybe not there, but I'm paper train in my ride from outer space.
We must never speak of this again.
Agreed.
I can bash you through a nebula and swing shot round the sun. Don't look no further, Betty, cause you know I'm number one. I'm chopped and framed and bobbed and filled, you got to trick it out. Whatever through your dimension, you'll know what it's all about. I can tell good from bad, look there on your face. You're digging my ride from outer space. Know you're digging it, baby. My ride from outer space. My ride from outer space. Like a little Flanders, Bangaroo, tiny little Margaret, Bangaroo, brain only pirate, Bangaroo, elephant.
This is so weird.
It's like a strange alien world.
Oh, Bangaroo purses! No way! Let me see! Look how cute! I think I saw this one on the red carpet the other night.
What? Hey!
I got it. You irresponsible kids.
I'm totally gonna have to get some Bango shoes to go with this.
Hey, is this your doll, young lady?
Yeah?
We found it abandoned on the floor over there.
Oh, sorry.
Your irresponsibility makes our jobs as security guards 1,000,000 times harder. Someone could have stolen it or tripped over
That's right. Injuries, lawsuits, stolen property.
Even death.
Yes, you could have killed me.
Me too!
We're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, you're in big trouble.
Now for a behind-the-scenes look at Geekcast Radio Network's newest show, Talking in Circles.
So, Chuck, Greg, what are you guys thinking for this week's show?
Well, Dan, how about we just talk about the things that we've read or watched this week?
We do reviews like that every week, Chuck. How about a game like Fact or Fiction or The Power of Names?
Those are great, and we're always coming up with new ideas for games. And how about some top fives? You know how I love my top fives.
What about tournament-style brackets, or sequel, reboot, and destroy, who will win in a fight, taking it too far, crazy but true news, or...
Yes, it appears we have lots of things to work on.
Listen to Talking in Circles, taking timeless topics in new directions, every Tuesday on iTunes or GeekCastRadio.com, the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hey, Dan, who's the guy with the creepy voice?
A female He-Man! Oh, this is the worst day of my life!
We've told the tales of Eternia, now we head to a different dimension to explore the myths of Etheria. Join Optimus Solo and TFG1Mike as they continue their Mo2 journey by exploring She-Ra, Princess of Power. 35 podcast episodes covering the entire run of She-Ra, the Christmas special, and more. You can find Myths of Etheria on iTunes and www.geekcastradio.com. For the honor of Grayskull, we all have the power.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man, what the... Oh, hello.
We're right in the middle of a showdown, if you don't mind.
I get it. The Nemesis confrontation, huh? Yeah, it looks serious. One of those it ends here kind of things. Whee, not fun. Okay, well, don't mind me. I'm just playing through, as they say.
Because the world needs another movie podcast.
The Geekcast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news, play movie games,
go in-depth on reviews,
and even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies film by film.
Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, or GeekCastRadio.com.
All too easy.
That was awesome.
I knew there was still more cool stuff to do in space. Uh-oh.
What are they?
I don't know. Hi. Okay.
Strike 3. They're out.
Cool. Whatever happened to Strike 2?
Where's Meap? I told him to wait right here.
I'm having trouble picking up his cute signal.
Phineas, since you obviously won't figure this out on your own, I think I'm the one causing the cute interference.
Don't be silly, Isabella. I took into account your cuteness and adjusted the cute meter settings accordingly from the beginning. See, look what happens if I change it back to normal. Oops. So much for finding Meap.
Do you think he's okay?
No, I don't.
Hi, Mitch.
Meap! Get away from him! Mitch!
Foolish children. Only now do you understand your grave situation. Hi, Mitch! Look at the cool stuff, Mitch! Blah, 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 Mitch!
He totally nailed you, Ferb.
Silence! I mean, seriously, you're still not getting this! You're all trapped on my ship forever! Like animals in a cage! Get it? You lost! I won!
Go, hide it. Huh?
Whoa.
I don't believe it.
Okay, I surrender. You can stop behaving in a way counterintuitive to how you superficially appear. We get it. Hey, stay away from my universal moustache translator. Ow! Meep!
Meep!
Children, thank you for your help in bringing down this villainous scoundrel. You see, I am an intergalactic security agent who roams the universe, busting people who do stuff they're not supposed to do.
You're like the me of the galaxy.
Exactly. I am pleased to have not only made some true friends, but to have met a kindred spirit as well.
I thought Meap was a helpless little creature. I guess I learned to never judge a book by its cover again. An alien monster! Get to the ship!
Actually, that's my mother-in-law, so yeah, she's correct. Let's get out of here!
Alright, we are back here in episode 32 of POWCA, and, yeah, so far, Chronicles of Meap, best episode of season 2, would you say?
Absolutely.
Until we get to other ones.
Well, topping this one? I don't think so.
Who knows? Alright, thank you for joining us here on POWCA. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on this and all the other episodes as well. Send us an email, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter. Mine is @TFG1Mike. You can follow @GeekCastRadio for all the other network updates. What is your Twitter?
PecanCtMichael.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of POWCA and wish you'll join us tomorrow when we will be giving you our thoughts on the next episode of Phineas and Ferb, which features Thaddeus and Thor and Deplane! For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Michael Wilson.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
To be clear, I am not your father.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
But wait, there's more!
That wasn't the best line of the episode, but... You know. Actually, I think one of the best non-Star Wars related line of the episode might have been, I have to get my "you wouldn't know cute if it bit your legs off" badge. That was awesome. She delivered that in such deadpan. It was just like, and he's like, "Oh, great!" I mean, he's just
so clueless.
He's so cheerful and friendly and oblivious, I think is what I said in the review of the next episode. Friendly and oblivious.
Say it again.
Aren't you a little young to be a podcaster?
No, I'm not. Aren't you a little old to be watching this cartoon show?
Yes, I am. It's good to see the nation's senior citizens taking an interest in cartooning.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
There's not really any more. That's about it.
Aren't you a little young to save the universe?
Yes, I am.
I want your hat on my desk.
Maloney!
Colin!
What? Jeremy's going to be there?
The Chronicles of Meap, Episode 40.
Meep!
Meapless in Seattle. In a world, there, I said it, happy,